Welcome back to the Cinema Sessions. My name is Keith, and today I'm joined by
Kieran again.
Today we're racing through the chaos of Christmas Eve with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the hilarious Christmas comedy Jingle All the Way. From Toy Store mayhem to turbocharged laughs, we'll follow Howard Langston's frantic quest for the must-have Turbo Man doll and chat everything from 90s parenting pressure to outrageous slapstick moments. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild holiday ride. So obviously this week I am joined by Kieran once again. Seamus this week watched the LGBTQ epic Pride and has gone on a spiritual retreat to find himself. So Kieran joins us again for this week. Pleasure. Where we discuss Jingle All the Way. Mm-hmm. So I suppose to start off, like, how did you come about this film? Is it something that you've seen before? Or?
Yeah, of the three films we've done so far, this is the one that I have I've seen a couple of times. I would have watched it a lot when I was younger. Sometimes around kind of Christmas, like it'd be on TV, it'd just be on TV a lot during Christmas time, and I would have watched it then, and I would have watched it a couple of times. We'd be doing like Arnold Schwarzenegger marathons like in the past and so on.
So would you include this, like if you're watching an Arnie marathon, would you include this in like...
Yeah, like if I was doing like a proper marathon where I'd watch like a maybe balance between watching some of the action films and then with some of the comedies. Like,
yeah, because I was going to say, like, I mean, you could fit this in if you're going to watch Twins and Kindergarten Cop. Like, you could fit this in, but if you're going down the route of watching Commando and Predator, it doesn't really fit in totally. Like, it's quite different. Like, yeah. Well, so I believe you've your spiel there ready to go.
My spiel ready to go, as always. So Jingle All the Way is a 1996 comedy film directed by Brian Levant and produced by Chris Columbus. It follows Howard Langston, a workaholic father who fights to get a Turbo Man action figure for his son during a shopping frenzy on Christmas Eve. It stars comic legend Arnold Schwarzenegger as the everyday Howard, character actor Sinbad as Myron, the antagonist, Phil Hartman as Ted Malton, and Jake Lloyd as Jamie Langston, the American son to an Austrian man. The film was based on the 1980s shopping craze for Cabbage Patch dolls. The film had a pretty serious budget ranging between $60 to $75 million and was a moderate box office success, earning $129 million. However, critical reception was not favourable towards the film's style of comedy, which many felt struggled to balance the consumerism satire and the slapstick comedy. It holds a 5.8 on IMDb, 34% on Metacritic, and 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. However, it seems over the years it has gained some form of cult status due to the nature of it being a Schwarzenegger Christmas film and childhood nostalgia for those watching it when it came out.
I am shocked at those critic scores.
I know, yeah.
I'm genuinely shocked. Yeah. Like 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mental.
Like, I mean...
and even I think the audience score was around the same. I think it might be like in his 30s or something.
Jesus, I think that's shocking.
It is.
I fucking love this film.
Yeah.
It's a real one. Like, it's up there with some of my favourites. Like, I mean, everybody says Home Alone and things of that ilk, the Santa Claus. Like, for me, Jingle All the Way is right up there. Like, you know, I think it's brilliant. I think it's well written.
Yeah.
It's Arnie's great in it. Sinbad's great in it.
Yeah.
Rita Wilson as his wife is great in it.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman, God rest him, is fantastic. He's so good.
He plays
as the
that
neighbor.
Role so well.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
And then even the kid, because I mean, a lot of times when you have kid actors and stuff, they can ruin something. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they're just not strong.
That's what they would have said about him when he did Star Wars.
Yeah.
Story
but,
about him. Yeah.
Like, I mean, but I have to say, like in this, forget the whole Star Wars shit. Like,
I know.
But in this, he's brilliant. Like he plays him very well. Like, and I just think this film has everything going for that, and to see that it has such abysmal critic scores is just shocking. Like, it just goes to show you can't trust a fucking critic. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, you can't trust them to enjoy anything. Like, you know.
So obviously, as you stated there, the film follows Arnie, who's a workaholic, and the film opens with.
It starts off with the very similar to we done Scrooge last week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's the Power Rangers rip-off.
Power Rangers rip-off.
Yeah. It's complete. Like, I can't believe we actually sat and watched Power Rangers and we're interested in it as children because it's fucking ridiculous. Like. But so it opens up with the Power Rangers mock, and then we quickly learn that it's Jamie who's watching it.
Yeah.
And he's he's to go to his karate class.
He's going to karate class.
Yeah. And his father's in work, and then we meet. Howard Langston, Arnie, and he's working hard at the Christmas party. It looks like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I almost the way, because he's working hard or something, Rita Wilson says. And then it cuts to the Christmas party. And it's like, oh, he's one of them type of dads.
Yeah.
But he actually is working, like.
He is,
I don't know if I needed them to be the Christmas party setting for him to still be working through it. I could have just seen him in the office. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just kind of reiterating something.
Because it gives you a feeling that, oh, he's just out partying. Whereas that's not the case at all, like, do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Maybe it was like a failed gag, maybe, or something.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. But because I mean, I know Chris Columbus had to rewrite a lot of this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He rewrote a lot of it, but it was more to really amp up the consumerism satire. Because it was kind of lacking in earlier drafts. So like, I mean, he didn't do much to change plot or anything like that, but he just kind of made it a lot sharper in terms of its satire and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So obviously we meet Arnie. He's on the phone to multiple customers, and he receives a phone call from his wife, Rita Wilson, saying, "Will you get there?" "Oh yeah, I'll be there. I promise. And he says, "Yeah, thank you. You're my number one customer." It's to his wife.
It's brilliantly so.
Yeah, it's very good. And so obviously then he's in a rush then to try and make it to the karate.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna make it.
But he keeps leaving it and leaving it.
Yeah.
And even to the point where his receptionist is in
hold up signs and all. Yeah.
And so obviously then he gets caught in traffic and he decides to take the what we'd call the hard shoulder. I don't know what they'd call it in America. No. So we call that the hard shoulder on the motorway, where there's kind of a lane that's free, and he gets stopped by a cop who, I don't know the actor's name, but he's very good in this.
He's very good
because he kind of plays the one of the big bads, because there's kind of multiple as we'll get into. So then he arrives at the school. He's missed the
karate class,
and he returns home very upset. And the kind of scathing line from Rita Wilson is, "You didn't miss my karate class. It's not me. You should be apologising." Anybody who's a father feels that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just very well done. And so obviously he goes in and tries to make his peace then with Jamie, who requests a Turbo Man doll, who Arnie assumes is going to be easy to get.
Yeah.
And later on that evening, Jamie's in bed and Rita Wilson says, "You picked that doll up that I asked you last week," and he's completely forgot.
Yeah.
So now he has to go out, and that kind of sets up what we're about to see for the next hour and 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. But it's funny. There's a few, like, I feel like you see early on this like Arnie's like style of comedy, which even just watching it again the other night, I just thought was like hilarious. Where like the part where he's with Jamie in the room and like Jamie's annoyed at him, and he's all like he's trying to like match with him about the karate and all, and like he ties the belt around his head. He starts doing all this and all. It
is funny because you see Arnie and he's in all these action films and he's the one man army. You can do no wrong and you can do everything and he'll take on anybody. And then you see him acting as the father.
Yeah.
And there's something about that I just think works.
Yeah, like,
do you know what I mean?
Even though he is like, he's still buff and all that, you do feel like he has that everyday man.
But that's the thing. This is one of the rare occasions where he doesn't have to take his top off. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because every film previous to this, and maybe Twins as well, but like this is the reason why he accepts these roles and these comedies, is because he gets to play normal people, as he'd say.
I heard, that's why he enjoyed doing this film. I read up on that. He enjoyed doing it because it was just an everyday man role.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than fucking action hero number one, like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So obviously once we realise that he hasn't got the doll, he rushes to the store to try and find out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
and obviously it's proven very difficult because as soon as he enters the store, there's no sign of Turbo Man.
No, they're already sold out. Yeah.
Again, this could be considered kind of difficult in terms, because it's obviously trying to play satire in terms of consumerism and stuff. But I do kind of get that it finds it hard to strike a balance between that and then some of the, for instance, everybody in the store starts laughing at him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it should be pointed out here as well, we meet Moylan, who's the postman, who's also looking for a Turbo Man doll for his kid. And so it kind of struggles here to balance the kind of more slapstick humour with the kind of whole satirical consumerism bit that it's trying to do as well. Because, like I said, everybody in the store turns around and starts laughing at him. But I found that, because I love how Arnie plays it. He's looking around and he's like, why are you laughing? Like, what is going on here? And then, obviously, in true Arnie style, he picks the two lads up. And again, everything, it's a very A-B plot mechanics. Like, it's like, okay, he picks them up. The girl in the fur coat has one. He leaves. The next gag is this woman who thinks she's being robbed. And he ends up paying triple the price or something like that for the doll, which it turns out it's a Booster doll. So Booster is Turbo Man's sidekick who nobody wants. And then he chases the car because he sees the actual one. So it's all very kind of straightforward A-B storytelling, like, which is nothing wrong with it. Do you know what I mean? You don't want too much subplot or too much going on in what is a family Christmas film.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's necessary for this film. And yeah, we see as well, like, with obviously in the crowd, like, before they go into the store, like, that's where Moirin and Howard, like, get to know each other. And I read up that like Sinbad improvised a lot of his dialogue.
Yeah, and it's very funny because with a lot of his dialogue, he's a little crackpot conspiracy theorist. Like, some of the stuff is mad. Like, do you know what I mean?
I feel like you get Arnold Schwarzenegger like tried to match it with him, and I feel like in that scene where they're outside the store, you can kind of see that like he's trying to get into it a little bit, because like, as you said, like, you know, like Moirin and like Sinbad is like bouncing words off and just like constantly just saying all this conspiracy theorist like stuff, and then like Arnold's just there kind of go you can just see him like he's trying to get used to that sort of style. Like, it's funny, like and then like later on that scene when they see the woman with the doll, like, and there's the part where like that's where they start their little conflict where like they both try to go after her, and then like Moirin pushes Howard over, and then Howard gets the remote control for the car and like trips him up.
And that's it. That's where it struggles to balance, because all of a sudden it turns from a satirical comedy on consumerism to slapstick.
Exactly.
Kind of fucking almost Groucho Marx like kind of stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Which, I mean, it works. Do you know what I mean? For me, it works. Like, I mean, I never sat there and went, oh, like, this is, I'm going to struggle to watch this. Like, it's doing exactly what it says in the tin. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I said. Like, Chris Columbus did rewrite a lot of it to kind of make the consumerism bit sharper. But, do you know what I mean? I think it probably made some of the comedy in it uneven. Yeah. If you know what I mean.
I feel that.
So maybe a bit less of that. But I mean, who am I to fucking
there's some parts,
give notes to Chris Columbus? Like,
there's some parts later on, but obviously we'll get into that later. But so after this first scene in the convenience store, Howard tries to go around and go to, there's like a montage of him going to other stores trying to get the,
and he's being laughed at everywhere.
Being laughed at everywhere, and then at the end of that montage, we go to. Does he end up?
Is this outside here where he knocks over the police motorbike? Because they both jump into the car. Oh no! What happens is they both try to chase the woman in the car, and they obviously don't. And then someone runs to a car saying, "This store got a late drop off."
That's what it was.
Turbo Man toys. And so they both rush off then, and Arnie backs into the cop's car. It was the same cop from the start of the film, which pops out up throughout. But but again, it's solid. Like, I mean, again, it's more slapstick type stuff. I love his reaction as the police officer comes out and he just drops the bike and the mirror falls off it and everything. Like,
you broke my mirror.
And so then they rush to the second store. And they're giving out balls with numbered balls to try and do a lottery to get rid of the few turbo men that they have. And I do like the fact that the manager points out that due to the laws of supply and demand, it's now double or triple the price or something like that.
I like that little part. I feel like that kind of ties in well to the consumerist.
Yeah, exactly. And like the greed of everything. Like, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, everybody, because I mean, I've been there myself. You're rushing around trying to find something that your child wants for Christmas, and you're fucking willing to do anything. Like, do you know what I mean? It's mental.
But that part was played well. I like that. So then they're handing out the balls, and
I like how they're played so evilly. The people in the store, the way they're laughing and all, like, and making fun of the parents trying to get this toy, like, and I think it works really, really well because it gives you somebody to not like, and it really, again, feeds into that kind of consumerism kind of thing that these people are the bad guys here, like, do you know what I mean? They're trying to take advantage of a situation.
Exactly.
And like, because even the two lads there are handing out the balls, they're just sniggering at people, like, do you know what I mean? It's mental, like.
And then it kind of goes back into the slapstick humor then, where it's like, isn't like all the parents just start rushing towards them,
and they
then,
just
like,
throw the balls up, yeah.
And then there's the part then where this part I found a little bit kind of confusing. Like, isn't like the rules of the lottery thing is that like one of the balls is going to be like will be the one to win, but obviously all the balls are going up in the air, and then they're all fighting over different ones, and then like this leads into the next sequence where like Arnie gets a ball, and then more Sinbad maces him, and then Sinbad gets the ball, and then like Arnie's like, oh, he has the ball, get him, and all that.
Oh no, he says he has a second ball because everybody was meant to get one. Right. So he's saying that he has two, so they're attacking him for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's cheating essentially, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But then they all tackle Sinbad, then and he's on the floor, and he's like, Rodney King. That's great. But and then he loses the ball, and Arnie chases after it, and it goes on this big like slapstick thing of the ball just bouncing all around the store, like down to lower levels and all that, and then it ends up in some kid's hand, and then Arnie's chasing after him, and it ends up into this like playground sort of setting where he finally gets to the kid, but it's in a ball pit, and he tries to take the ball from the kid, but the kid eats it, and then Arnie's attacked by all the moms who hit them with their bags, calling him a pervert. He's like, I'm not the pervert. He has my toy.
And like it should be noted as well, Phil Hartman playing next door neighbour Ted, who is an absolute arsehole. He plays it so well. Because it should be pointed out as well, the innuendo with Phil Hartman and all the housewives is fucking excellent. Like, do you know what I mean? Because obviously it'll go over a kid's head. But it's like I had to tour for that and all this type of stuff. Like, and it's really on the nose innuendo, like, but you have to give the parent something to be enjoying, like, do you know what I mean? But he's clearly banging every housewife in the little town in Minneapolis that they're in, like, do you know what I mean?
And now he's after Arnie's wife, and
and he's clearly, and they really show him because he's not actually a good guy because he plays the good guy. But you see when he burns himself with the cookies in the house and he tells the young fellas to shut up and what have you, like, do you know what I mean? You can tell, right, he's not good. Do you know what I mean? And even when he has the dare. Once Arnie leaves, he starts dragging at the thing, like, and he's not being nice to it, like, he's giving it this, I'm going to release it to the wild, and if Mother Nature is fair, they'll take him in and accept it as their own. He's so good at playing this.
So slimy, Now,
this was the last film to be released, Jordan Phil Hartman's life. Like, there was another one that was released posthumously, but do you know the story of Phil Hartman?
I didn't know he died until now. Like,
oh man, this is considered one of the greatest tragedies in comedy ever.
Tell us, man.
So Phil Hartman and his wife Bryn.
Right.
His wife Bryn was an addict, cocaine, alcohol, the lot, and Phil Hartman was always known as a very loving, very patient man, which is probably what got him into the situation that he ended up in. Right. So one evening, with his kids in the house, I might add, his wife comes home drunk and high. They get into a big argument, and then Phil just says, I'll talk to you about this tomorrow, and he goes to sleep. A few hours into the night, she enters the room and shoots him 3 times. Right? She leaves the house, she goes to a neighbour and says what she's done. When the police arrive, she turns the gun on herself. And the 2 kids were raised, or the 3 kids maybe, were raised by relatives.
Nice.
Not to turn the thing dark or anything,
but you never know. I mean?
That's the story of Phil Hartman and his ultimate demise. Like,
it's terrible.
But again, you can see why he was so revered, because he was a big SNL guy, and he's in he's great in Small Soldiers, which came out after he died. And like he was great in News Radio, like, which is a sitcom from the 90s. And like, you can completely understand why he was so revered and why he was so loved and why he was such a loss at the time, like, do you know what I mean? Because he's brilliant at playing that little snarky, weaselly next door neighbour Ted, like, do you know what I mean? And he's clearly just trying to put the moves on Rita Wilson, Arnie's wife.
And even I read that like Schwarzenegger and like Rita Wilson both loved working.
Loved
it, you know.
Well, because he's played as he's not obviously not the main antagonist, but he's a antagonist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, but he was apparently an absolute pleasure to know and to be around, like, and God rest him, like.
So, yeah, God rest him, yeah.
Jesus, what a way to go, like.
Yeah.
So we move on then. See, a lot of this, the middle part of this film now is just a lot of different settings where they try and get the toy. So what comes up after?
I think is after this part where
he comes across, as he's running around, he meets Santa.
Yeah.
James Belushi.
He meets James Belushi in the mall setting.
Who, again, add him to the list of fellas who are playing this really well, like, you know, because he's great, just that crook Santa, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like, are you looking for a toy? Are you looking for a toy or something? I'm not sitting on your lap.
Yeah. He goes, are you looking for or do you want a Turbo Man? And he goes, but I'm not sitting on your lap.
Yeah.
But so obviously we move on then. He brings him to a warehouse, which was I thought was really funny, that there's this network of criminal Santas.
Yeah.
And they're just ripping people off.
And they're all like different like backgrounds to how you have like one who's like 6 foot tall. Like
The Big Show.
The Big Show, yeah.
The Big Show shows up because obviously what happens is the toy the doll that they give him is the Spanish version.
Yeah.
So it's not the one that he needs, and he opens up the box and the whole thing falls apart. So he's looking for his money back, and he calls them crooks. And that's they really didn't like that. So Vern Troyer, Mini Me, also pops up. Yeah, he's one of the little Santas. Yeah. But which I thought was really good that they didn't put him in an elf costume.
Yeah,
they put him in a Santa costume, and I mean, I'm sorry, I thought that was great. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it would have been so much easier just to put him in an elf costume. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's a big, huge fracas which kicks off, and everybody's attacking everybody, and the police bust in.
Yeah.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger cleverly finds a toy detective's badge.
Yeah.
And he plays the whole
go on, give it a try.
I don't think I will, because we did Commando a few weeks ago and I was attempting the fucking accent and I just couldn't do it.
Okay.
What is it? No, I can't do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. Seamus believe it or not, Seamus is the one for accents.
I'll have to do one with Seamus in the future.
Yeah, definitely. The next Arnie film, he'll do it. But so he claims to be a detective, and he's been working this case for 3 years, and gets away and sneaks off out the door. And then what happens after that?
It's just the part where he goes to the diner and he meets Sinbad again.
What's wrong with his car? Do you remember he pushes his car?
Yeah, he drives off after the warehouse and the car runs out of fuel, and so he has to push it, and he pushes it all the way up to the diner.
Well, he can't just do that again.
Yeah.
So he then sneaks off. He just walks away. He gets into his car. Drives off, and then
as he's driving off, because he's been driving around all day, his car runs out of fuel, and then he has to push the car up, and he brings it all the way to outside a diner where he goes in.
Coffee,
and then that's where he runs.
Moyron's there.
Moyron's there. Yeah.
And this is really good, because this is where you actually kind of see, right? Because Moyron is played as the bad guy here, like, but at the end of the day, he's just another father trying to do anything he can to get the Turbo Man toy.
Exactly.
And he kind of gives you a background to what his motivations is and all, and it kind of gives you a bit more understanding. But one thing that I thought was really clever is that he explains how he never got a specific toy, because what's at this stage Arnold Schwarzenegger has rang home and he shouts at Jamie and he gets into a fight with him.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of, he's upset that if I don't get him a toy, I'm not a bad father, but I've shouted at him and that makes me a bad father.
Yeah.
But then Moyron explains about how I can't remember the name of the toy, but he explains that that's something that he never got as a child, and that's how it fucked him up, like. And it switches to Jamie and he sees himself.
He sees Jamie.
Arnie sees Jamie. And it's very cleverly done. It kind of motivates, oh no, I have to get him this toy. And then luckily for him, the radio host on the radio explains, we have, the way he says it is, we have a Turbo Man here to give away. But all you have to do is name all the reindeer. And they can't get through on the phone. Oh no, well, what happens is he gets through and Moyron sabotages the phone.
Rips out the cord,
And so your man tells him that it's the weirdest street name ever. It's up there on Wabasha. Do you know what I mean? And he goes, so they go and they actually go into the radio station. And they try and get the they go into the radio station and then just chaos ensues where he's out of breath and he's like, I couldn't even name all the reindeer. Like.
No, he keeps saying them and all, and then I think it's like the DJ host is, like, locks the door. Like, it's
the principal
door.
From Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I forget that I'm about 10 years older than you, and you probably don't get these references. Like,
I know the show, but I just didn't know that was him from the show.
Yeah.
But so they break open the door and they get in, and Arnold's saying all the names over again, and Moiran follows in and starts.
This is a really cool bit though, where he goes, "This is a bomb." Yeah. And do you know how many explosive devices are sent through the post every day?
Yeah.
And so it turns out to not be. It's a music box. But they also realise that they have a voucher for Turbo Man, which is no use to anybody because nowhere has them. Mm-hmm. So it's an after Christmas job. So he's going to disappoint poor young Jamie. And so what happens then is...
Yeah, the police show up.
The police show up, that's right, yeah.
Because the DJ called the police once, like they showed up and were banging at the door and all that. So the police show up and then they surround the building, and then Arnie and Sinbad try to escape, and then they get surrounded by the cops. And then obviously one of the cops is the cop who's been popping up throughout the film, who gave Arnie tickets. And then that's when Moiran, like Sinbad, he does the whole thing again with the box about how he's going like, oh, this is a bomb and all, you need to get out. And then the cops all throw down their weapons, and then Arnie and Sinbad escape. And then it's very well set up where the cop, like the main bad guy cop, picks up the box and all that, and he's like shaking it. He's like, "Oh, I had 10 years in the bomb squad and all that. I know this. We've been duped, fellas, and all that." And he starts like ripping it open, and then like it's a great shot of just Arnie running out the front and just a big explosion
in the background,
and the face he makes. Oh,
yeah. And then what's the line? The other goes, "How many years in the bomb squad?"
Yeah, that's what he says. Yeah, brilliant.
And then so he's getting a tow home. And he's defeated. He's going over and over in his head about what he's going to explain to his wife, what he's going to explain to Jamie. I got a voucher. That's just as good. When obviously it's not. Yeah. And it's very funny. The tow truck woman is saying, well, "What are you like? I mean, like, cop on, like, do you know what I mean?" Yeah. And she's getting to, "Oh no, say it this way. I'll say it that way." And this is where we see he looks in the window of his house, the window of his house, and he sees Ted and his wife, and it looks from the outside, it looks like they're getting on very well. Yeah. But obviously that's not the case. So he remembers Ted has told him that he bought his son a Turbo Man months ago, and it's under a tree. And he makes the decision then after the day that he's had, he's going to steal it from a child. Yeah. Which when he enters the house, and like again, it starts trying to balance that because it's really heavy what's happening. Yeah, you know what I mean. He's trying to steal it from a child, but it tries to balance it with the slapstick aspect of him setting the place on fire. Essentially,
yeah. I had a weird Mandela effect with that scene where it's been a while since I watched the film, and like before I rewatched it recently, like I thought the way the scene went is that he breaks into the house and he robs the toy, and then the reindeer comes in and attacks him. Then, so when I was watching the other night, I kind of forgot about the part where it's like he takes the toy and literally leaves the house. Granted, he has the toy with him, and that's when he stops and goes, "What am I doing? Like stealing from a kid?" And he goes to put the toy back in, then, which I thought was like a really interesting.
Yeah. Because then what happens when he goes to put the toy back in? The Balthazar wise man falls over into the fire. Yeah. So he has to, and that's when he sets the place up, and so he has to kick it out the window. Yeah. And Phil Hartman, this is just the genius of the man, because he picks up the head and just goes, "Balthazar," like, and it's so well played, like, you know what I mean? It's brilliant, like. And so obviously they see him inside and they enter the house, and it's like, "What are you doing here?" He goes, you know what I mean? Yeah, I can explain. Yeah. And so it's obviously what he's doing, and Rita Wilson says it's like, "It looks like your hair's trying to steal gifts from our neighbour's house." Yeah. And so he explains, and they storm off because what we haven't mentioned is there's a big Wintervale parade about to happen, which was shot in June in like Texas or something like that. Like, wow, it was so far away from when the film was. But they're gonna go to that. So Ted and Rita Wilson head off to that, and he's left there licking his wounds, drinking beer with the deer.
Which he just punched only a few minutes earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because what happens is, after they leave, then thing comes back in and he hits it, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
like
does it happen before that?
no, it's before that. So I think it's like I think the way the scene went is that, as I was saying, he takes the toy and then he puts it back because he felt bad. And as he's leaving the house again, the deer is outside and chases him around the house, which starts the fire. And then
That's
and then
right,
he punches the deer. And then afterwards, as he said, he's licking his wounds and is drinking beer with the deer. And he's kind of just like he's sitting there and he's thinking about the whole thing, and he's so down about not getting the toy. But then he thinks to himself, like, look, it's not about the toy. It's like, you know, they're going to the parade. I should be with them. I should be with my son, with my family, and all that. So he makes the decision to go to the parade, regardless of having the toy or not.
Yeah. And so, obviously, on his way to parade, he gets chased by the cop, who recognises him, and ends up at backstage at the parade.
Yeah.
And somehow, unbeknownst to himself, is getting dressed up as Turbo Man.
Yeah.
Because as he's rising from the thing, he's shocked to hear that he's Turbo Man. Like, I mean, I don't really need that. But
no,
again,
and the suit perfectly fits him and all.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Like the chiseled physique of Arnold Schwarzenegger. As if there's many of them floating around. Like, do you know what I mean?
Maybe Stallone was supposed to be at the parade.
Yeah. And then so whoever becomes a increasingly frantic. Yeah, so he basically is getting a crash course by the guy who's playing Booster.
Yeah.
As to what's going to happen and what's going to go down. And it just so happens that they're going to give away a special edition Turbo Man.
Yeah.
And I always found it funny because obviously the parade is going, it's going, and then it stops and he has to pick someone. So it obviously handily enough stops right in front of Jamie. But I've always wondered, like, imagine the kids that were just behind that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
because they don't get a chance. Like
they don't get a chance. Yeah,
do
actually,
you know what I mean?
Regardless of Arnie or anything.
Yeah. Like, and he obviously picks Jamie to accept the toy, and he's invited up onto the float to get it. Yeah. And somehow Jamie doesn't recognise that Arnold Schwarzenegger is his father.
Not even by the voice, not by nothing. Yeah,
like even the voice. I know there's a bit of a voice change, but like it's still Arnold. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's hilarious. Like,
yeah, that's great.
But nobody, not even his wife.
No.
Not even his wife recognises him. Like, do you know what I mean? It's amazing. I suppose if Clark Kent can get away with sunglasses, like, do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
But so obviously then chaos ensues because Moyron has kidnapped the guy. I want to say the Dementor. I want to say that's his name.
Yeah, he knocks. That guy's up on the roof, and then he knocks him.
Because he's the zip line down. Yeah.
So he takes on the costume and zip lines down onto the like the platform,
onto the float.
Yeah, onto the float, and then they get into like an argument, like Arnie and Sinbad, and then he tries to take the toy from Jamie, but Jamie runs off with the toy, and then the rest of the parade continues where it's like all the other enemies of Turbo Man come out and attack him and all that, attack like Arnie.
Yeah, and like they start climbing up a building. And then the cop goes, "Oh, it's all part of the show." Like, and then Rita Wilson goes, "My son is not part of the show." You do have to have a bit of cognitive dissonance here to be able. You have to kind of detach yourself from reality here in a big way. Like, there's no way that's going to fall behind you.
No.
We're all right. We're safe. So you do have to have like cognitive dissonance here. You have to detach yourself from reality, big style here, because the idea that they all think it's part of the parade and stuff. And I one note for the parade commentators are so well played, because that is so. When I think of American fucking consumerism and fucking nonsense, that's what I think of. Do you know what I mean? I think of that. Oh, and this person, and this, I think of that real high pitched, high energy kind of nonsense. Like, who commentates on a fucking parade in any way? Like, do you know what I mean? Mental, like. No. They're no Marty Whelan, I'll tell you that much.
No. But, there.
Yeah, so obviously then they end up on the roof, and Arnie's now realising that he has turbo boosters that he can fly. Yeah. Which...
Yeah, no, this
it slips into the absurd a little bit, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the part where, like, if he starts using the jetpack, and then there's this little sequence of him, like, flying up in the air, and he goes around buildings and all that, which, to use one of your turn of phrases, for me was like, here, lads. You know what I mean? He's flying around, and
it's a bit much, alright. Like,
it was that for me. You didn't watch it the other night. I was like, it's a little bit much.
Even a bit, like when he first flies up and then he hits the wall, grand. Yeah. But when he starts flying up into the bleeding sky and everything, it is a bit much. Like, it does. But again, Yeah, we're talking about a fucking children's film. So I mean, maybe, but when I was 6 watching this, I was probably like, yeah, this is so cool.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
True.
Obviously, looking at it older with a bit more of an analytical eye, you're kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
But, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's a Christmas film. Like, what more do you want? Like,
it was all a gag, but eventually he learns how to control the jetpack, and he flies back down to where Sinbad is, and it's like, at this point,
they're hanging off the roof. There's like a decoration, and then it collapses over.
It collapses over, and like still no one is freaking out, and even like Rita Wilson is not even. There's no shot of her like freaking out that much.
Thousands of people watching a parade, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, this is completely normal."
Exactly, and they're hanging off the decoration, and this is where, the
boomerang.
Oh yeah, he uses the boomerang to. Does he hit?
He tries to hit him, but it misses him, and it comes back. But it gets him on the second coming back. And then but he has the doll. So he falls down into he lands on. I think it might be. Was it one of the floats?
Yeah.
And he lands on like a Christmas gift. Mm-hmm. And then he's obviously surrounded by cops then.
Yeah.
With our guns out. Which is weird how they all kick into action there, but not one of them was climbing up onto the roof to save the child. Like, do you know what I mean? And then obviously. Arnie obviously catches Jamie or whatever, and then it's explained. Then the cop comes over and hands him, I think this is yours, and hands him the toy.
Yeah,
and Jamie obviously has quite an emotional moment where he goes, "I wish Dad could have seen this." And Arnie then reveals that it's been him all along.
And then he's delighted with the toy, and they have like a good heart to heart moment. And then it's after this is where Sinbad has been taken away into custody. Yeah. And then Jamie decides to give the toy to him.
Yeah, because he overhears him saying, "My son's going to be so upset."
Yeah.
Because, I mean, again, the whole message of the film is Jamie didn't really want the doll. He wanted his father to spend more time with him. Okay. And he's gotten that.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't need the doll anymore. Which I thought was it was clever, because Arnold Schwarzenegger can't understand why he's giving the doll away. Like, do you know what I mean? So it is clever, because as adults, like, we just think, oh, we'll get them all the stuff.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they just want your time. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? That's literally it. Like, I mean, they don't care what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be doing something. Mm-hmm. Just sit down and draw a picture, colour. Do you know what I mean? Just spend time. Like, that's it.
There,
do you know what I mean? That's ultimately what they want, and he gets that in the end. And he does the, what's the word? Selfless thing, and he gives the doll to Moira, who's obviously, who then you realise, like, I mean, he's not as bad as he makes out, or he's made out during the film. Like, do you know what I mean? He's just, again, if Moira could be Arnie in this film, do you know what I mean? He's just out trying to get what he needs for his child. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I do think they handle that very well. Like, because at the end of the day, it is a case that it's the core of its film is just trying to impress. Impress is the wrong word, I think, but trying to, I suppose, impress the child. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or show love.
They're showing love through consumerism. Exactly, that's what they're trying to do, and then ultimately, what the film says is it's not about that.
Yeah,
it's about just spending time. Like, and it's really well done. Like, we should know as well. So Ted makes the move on Rita Wilson, who completely rejects him and covers him in eggnog, non-alcoholic eggnog. Ad. And so obviously then he kind of disappears from the film, but he gets really pissed off when, because we see him pop up again when Arnie has revealed himself, and he can't believe it that he's seething, and he drags his son off, like, you know what I mean? He goes, "Oh, you smell like vomit."
It's brilliant.
And like, essentially the film kind of wraps up then.
Yeah. Well, this is actually an interesting thing I want to bring up. So the version that I watched the other night, I'm pretty sure like it ended with like it fades to black with Arnie being carried off in the Turbo Man suit. But when I was researching the film, I discovered that, did you know that there's a post-credit scene for this movie?
I actually did. And do you know what? I meant to watch it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I watched it. It's essentially is just...
They were kind of set up a sequel.
I suppose setting up a sequel, or I thought maybe it was just a funny guy.
Oh no, the funny thing at the end of it here, before we actually get to the after credits, is Rita Wilson says to him, all the effort and everything that you put into Jamie's gift.
That was it. That was the post-credit scene.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so...
But I watched that and it was before the credits.
I know, this is the thing, it's weird. So as I'm saying, the version I watched ends with him being carried away. And then I read up that it was like, that scene we're on a bit where she's like, oh, what did you get me? And then it's the crash zoom to his face.
Yeah.
That's
very good. It's very good.
It's very good, yeah. But I think that wasn't in the theatrical cut. And I think it was the VHS, that was a post-credit scene. And then maybe it was post-credit scene as well for the DVD, or maybe it wasn't. But then for the Blu-ray, it was moved back up to...
Yeah, the version I saw, it happens before
the
final. It's the final scene, essentially.
But in some releases, it is like a post-credit scene, weirdly enough. Well, I found that very interesting that, like, you know, this film had a post-credit scene at a certain point.
Yeah, back when post-credit scenes weren't a thing.
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I mean? They only really became a thing in 2008 with Marvel, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, they have existed, but...
Yeah, maybe they watched Jingle All the Way and they said that's what we have to do.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Jingle All the Way is the fall for the entire MCU and the destruction of cinema as we know it.
Anyway, I found that an interesting part. But yeah, it does end with either Arnie being carried away in the suit or with the scene of him, like, you know, and the wife being like, oh, what did you get me? But either way, it ends relatively nicely, and I like the way
it is. I think I wasn't aware that was a post-credit scene, but I mean, I think that if you're going to end the film like this, that's the way you end it, like, you know what I mean? Because obviously all the focus has been on Jamie and he's completely forgot about his wife. And I love how Rita Wilson plays it, because she's so genuinely like curious as to what he's got in her, like, you know what I mean? It's brilliant, like, it's
perfect.
It's a great way to end it, like. So, what do you think of Arnold's comedic turn? Like,
I think it's really good in this film. I think it's only really with the comedy films I've only watched this and Kindergarten Cop from him. I haven't watched, like, there was Junior and Twins. I haven't watched them, but no, I do think in this film he does really well, like in some of the scenes, like with some of his lines, which obviously, like, if you ever watch like montages of like Arnie's lines in films, you'll see a lot of scenes from this film, like, you know, like, obviously, put that cookie down now, you know, like that. He has that, and he has a few other ones in the film, like, you know, I'm not saying on your lap.
I mean, it wouldn't be an Arnie film without like classic one-liners, like, you know what I mean? But one thing, like, so obviously we mentioned Sinbad and how good he is in it and how he improvised. Would you believe Chris Columbus wanted Joe Pesci to play Merlin?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he didn't want him, but it was thought that he'd be too short compared to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was 6 foot odd, and he's 5 foot nothing, like, you know what I mean? So they thought that it wouldn't look right. But I mean, it would have been interesting, but I don't think it would have been the same film either.
No,
I think Sinbad just perfectly encapsulates Merlin, like, you know what I mean?
He brings it to it, like,
he brings something to it, and the fact, and because there's an edge to Merlin, do you know what I mean? It's kind of an unhinged, kind of manic.
That's what I was going to say. And even tying back into like the ending of the film, which, like, I don't know, would you feel like does it change your view of him as like a bit of a bad guy? Like the way, obviously both him and Arnie do the desperate thing of going for the toy, but like the way that like Sinbad, like Myron, is willing to chase the kid down and climb up the hill.
I understand, but at the end of the day, he's trying to steal it from a kid, which is exactly what Arnie did. Now, Arnie does come to his senses before he actually takes it.
But it's not about the stealing part, it's more the fact of like, now I know it's a comedy and all, but like the fact that like he's chasing the kid up a building and hanging off the decoration.
Again, I mean, he's obviously a bit more heel than Arnie is. But at the end of the day, it is just another father trying to do anything he can, who gets caught up in the fucking nonsense and consumerism of Christmas. Because I mean, we spoke about Scrooge last week, and like, it's at Christmas, everybody forgets it. You don't have to be as bad as like Frank Cross is in that film, but everybody forgets what it's all about. It's all about spending time. It's not about what you're buying or how much you're spending, and everybody forgets that. Like, and it wouldn't be such a running theme in many Christmas movies to remind people what it's actually all about. Because people can say that it's cookie cutter and it's formulaic, but it's not, because everybody forgets. I swear to God, you go in the run up to Christmas, especially gifts for younger kids, it's manic. Like people stepping over each other. It'd be like toilet roll during COVID, like, do you know what I mean? People fighting each other for and people just forget what it's all about. Like, it's just about spending time, and how much time can you give? Do you know? And it's a quality time. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the core message is, like, do you know what I mean?
That's very well put. Yeah, very well put.
Do you feel, because obviously we learn, like, Jamie, all he wanted was his father's time. But do you feel that like his forgiveness was just rushed or it was earned or
The overall forgiveness at the end.
yeah.
Did
you think it was just a bit? Right, he's forgiven now. Because I mean, I suppose you don't really want too many stakes. But like, what would be your opinions on it?
I feel like, again, like taking into the fact that like it's a slapstick comedy, I think it does. It's well earned. It might be a bit quick, but it is well earned in terms of what like Arnie does in the film, where it's like from Jamie's point of view, he might just think that like Howard, like Arnie actually just went out of his way to go and be Turbo Man on the day of the parade and showed up for him in the costume like of the character that he loves. So I feel like in that kind of sense, you would say like it does feel a bit earned that he sees him now. Oh my God, he dressed up as Turbo Man and you're here now at the parade and you're surprised me and you know, you got me the toy as well. Like even though he doesn't keep it in the end, he still got it for him. So I feel like it is well earned, even though it's a bit rushed. I would say though, like there is a scene at the start of the film where, with the disappointment from the karate thing, where after that, you know, Arnie's trying to be with him and try and patch things up, but then, you know, like Jamie's having none of it, and then it's only after that, like Arnie brings up like, oh, I'll get you a Turbo Man doll, that Jamie turns around and is like, oh, I love you so much. I found that part a little bit too quick. But what were you? What's your thoughts on it overall?
No, see, I mean, it kind of ends abruptly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I mean, what else? How else is it meant to end?
Yeah.
Are we meant to see him struggle with forgiving his father? Like, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think, like, I mean, I can understand why people can argue and say that it feels rushed, but and it does end abruptly. Yeah. But I mean, it's a chaotic film. It has to end somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think it does end the correct way. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't think it's contrived. You're not making too many contrivances to understand that Jamie is forgiving his father. Like, because I mean, neuroplasticity is a real thing. Children will forgive you if you're genuine. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I think it was a solid way to end it. In 2001, Fox was actually sued by a guy called Brian Webster.
Right.
Who had submitted, I have the name for here, he submitted a spec script to them called Could This Be Christmas?
Yeah.
Which is essentially the film that we see, for better or worse, like.
Yeah.
And he was actually awarded $19 million in damages. But Fox were able to prove that they'd purchased the treatment before the date that was submitted.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So they rescinded the $19 million. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine winning the big court case for plagiarism and all of a sudden, no, sorry, not for you.
Wow.
Like, that is crazy. Like, but Fox were able to prove that, no, hang on, we bought this and developed it based on a treatment that we bought 6 months before we received that spec script. Like, do you know what I mean?
Jeez, that's terrible.
It's mental. Like, yeah. So towards the start of the film, when he's signing contracts or documents or whichever it is he's signing, he actually signs it as Arnold Schwarzenegger. And not Howard Langston. Like, it's just a funny little detail. Like, because I mean, he obviously was just signing and just signed his own name for whatever reason. Like, do you know what I mean? But it's all, again, like I said it in Scrooge. I love finding them little gems. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Like, it gives you a chance to watch the film through a different lens, like a more analytical lens.
Yeah.
But so non-submersible units.
No, probably will say the same thing, but it will just be Arnold Schwarzenegger in this film, like, and just his comedic role. I think he makes the film with just the way you can tell that he's enjoying himself making it, and like he's in on the idea and he loves doing the comedy, like loves improvising with Sinbad and just having a good time while he's there. And I just feel like I don't feel like this film, if he wasn't in it, like if it was with another actor, like if it was with like another big shot action star like Stallone or something like that, it wouldn't do well, obviously. And then even if it was with a comedian or something like that, like if Jim Carrey or something was in it, I don't feel like they would still make the film what it is. So I feel like
Arnie, he does. Arnie does bring a charm to it. Proper charm. That just works.
Just works.
Yeah. Now for me, like, I mean, obviously Arnie, I do echo what you say. He's brilliant in it. Yeah. But for me, Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman as the real antagonist in this is fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
He's so smarmy. He's so full of himself.
Yeah.
He's played so well. And to know a little bit about Phil Hartman in real life and how it's so the polar opposite of who he is, it just goes to show what a tremendous actor he was. Like, and he's just like, that's one thing that when you watch this film, I just remember the hatred I have for Ted, and it's all based on Phil Hartman's performance.
And what I enjoy actually about with that is like as well, it kind of gives a bit of strength to Rita Wilson's character, that like throughout the whole
It gives
film.
her a bit more to do as well.
Yeah, she doesn't. She never like. There's obviously you feel like with another script or with another film, you maybe have her kind of be like, oh, I might go for that, but like the whole film, she's like, no, I don't want.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's just giving her something to do because I mean, what else is she gonna do? She's just there without that included, without that kind of plot line.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else for her to be doing really, like, do you know what I mean? So it does give her a bit to do, which again, like you could argue in the 90s women didn't have a lot to do, like, do you know what I mean? But it does give her something to play with and something to play, like, do you know what I mean? Which and again, she bounces off really well with Phil Hartman. Like there was clearly chemistry there, like off screen, for them to be able to play that so well, like, do you know what I mean? But if you were to give it a rating,
I'd probably give it. Maybe we'll give it a 4.
4. I've 5.
5.
5 out of 5. I love this film. Is pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
I love it. I can watch it today and I don't feel like it's a chore. Yeah. Like because a lot of films that you think have nostalgic value, you rewatch them and you're like, what was I thinking? Like, do you know what I mean? But this for me, I stuck it on. It was Freddie's first time watching it. He loved it. It's now in his top 5 Christmas films of all time. This is up there for me. Like Home Alone, The Santa Claus. It's right up there.
Definitely,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely one of the big Christmas films.
Oh, big time! Like it's so well done. Like and it's funny. It's heartfelt. Yeah. It's has a real emotional punch, and especially as a father, because I mean, you can find yourself. I find myself every year caught up in that. Oh, I have to make sure it's the best Christmas ever. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, all they want is your fucking time.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell, we bid you adieu for another week.
That's it. And this is your PSA from me and Keith to watch Jingle All the Way this Christmas.
100%.
100%. And maybe Jingle All the Way too.
Oh no, we forgot to mention the sequel. I was gonna watch the few, but I didn't even bother. Like,
I didn't.
It's just the same film over. But although there is a nice touch, it's actually the stepfather it's not a Moiran character. It's the stepfather of the family who's trying to stop him from impressing his daughter. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting. But I wouldn't give it the time of fucking day because I mean, not only is it a sequel, it's a sequel that was made 18 years after the original, so it's pure cash grab, like, do you know what I mean? So, and anyway, on that bombshell, we bid you adieu for another week. Like, follow, subscribe, wherever you get your podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff. And we will catch you on the next one.
Have a good one.